Hi everyone, my name is Gabby and today I'm going to be sharing some tips on how I passed my CNA tests. So I had my knowledge test I think 2 weeks ago. I had my skills test on Tuesday and then I got my results back yesterday and I passed both of them. I was actually very nervous. And today I'm going to be sharing with you how I studied, what I did to study, and what you should know about the test. If you want to know my study tips for becoming a CNA, then keep watching. So before we start, I want to explain that I am in nursing school. I didn't take a CNA specific class. I learned more of the nursing point of view than the CNA point of view and like the roles of a nurse. I still learned some CNA skills, but I am in nursing school, so I'm learning like the nursing point of views and stuff, you know? So it was a little hard to adjust to that. And a lot of the skills actually that I needed to know for the test, I either only practiced once or didn't do at all in nursing school. Some we did like very briefly, but nothing like that much. And to be honest, I didn't do a lot of these in clinical. I did a lot of vital signs and I did give some meds a little bit and I assisted with some bathing and other things. I didn't do too much of that, surprisingly. My clinical's in the afternoon. If you want to know about my clinical day in life, then make sure to check that out. So that's why I want to share with you like how I studied and how I still passed. So I'm gonna start with the knowledge test, and to be honest, I didn't do that much for it. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't. The main thing actually the only thing that I did was do practice questions. That's how I study for nursing school now well, I do other things, but I do a lot of practice questions. So I looked up some practice questions online for the CNA test specifically, and I found a website that has really good questions. I'll link it below. It's called CNA Plus Academy. Now there's a premium version and a free version. I just did the free version. But they still had a lot of great questions just for the free version, so I highly recommend using that, and I'm pretty sure that's all I did, but I did every single free question. For the actual test, a lot of the questions that I was asked was situation based and what I would do in this situation, and like it was a lot of like laws and stuff, like HIPAA stuff, and it was also the CNA's role versus the nurse's role. So what can the CNA do in this situation? And a lot of the answers were like things nurses can do what CNAs can't do. So knowing what the role is important. I'm from Massachusetts, so my test was in Massachusetts. I'm not sure if it's different in other states, but we had a vocab that we needed to know that was listed at the end of our handbook. Make sure you know all that. All those I learned from nursing school, so I didn't review those, but that is something that if you don't know, you should review those. And that's really all I did. To me, the knowledge test was actually pretty straightforward. It did seem a lot more common sense in my opinion. Like I said, I didn't do too much for it, so don't stress about this one. It wasn't that difficult in my opinion. So yeah, what I recommend doing is just practice questions, just to get you into that mindset. And the questions that I used were very similar to the questions on the test. Now for the skills test, this is a lot of what I did. This is the majority of my studying. So like I said, I did not learn a lot of these in nursing school, or I did very briefly. So a lot of this was kind of more self-taught, just because in nursing school we're learning about like vitals and like catheters and ostomy care and stuff like that. But what I did is I watched YouTube videos. So I actually learned a lot from YouTube. It's a great resource. I'll link some below that I found. What I did is I watched YouTube videos of each skill, but I watched multiple videos about one skill just because some people do them differently. And I highly recommend having two browsers open, one with the video and one with your handbook, so you can watch the video and follow along. That way you know like this video is exactly what you need to do. I did that for I think most of the skills. That handbook is very helpful, by the way, especially when it comes to skills, so follow that handbook. And then what I also did is I made flashcards. These are all the skills that you have to know that I had to know. It's a lot. I was only tested on 3 of them, but I needed to know 19. So for the CNA test, there are 4 skills that you really should know because at least one of them you will be tested on. and that is the hand washing ones. So these I highlighted with hand washing at the end. So here, okay, assisting a resident with a bedpan. That's one of the skills. So I wrote out exactly what I had to do, and then hand washing, which is highlighted right here. And then on the back, I wrote down, these are all the supplies that I need. And then the pink colors are the bolded steps that you need to do. The bolded steps you cannot miss, or else you will fail the entire skills test. So I wrote all those out. And then I didn't study these, but I reviewed these. I did the same thing for all the other skills. So here's dressing a weak side. So I have the supplies here and then the bold here. I didn't like fully study these, I just reviewed these, and then for practicing I would do a random one because the test was supposedly random for what skills you had, but I did practice the hand washing one. I think I practiced those at least 3 times. So if you're wondering which one I had to do the donning PPE and then empty a urine bag and measure it. That's the one I had to do. And then for actually practicing these skills, don't just watch videos, practice them. And I didn't have anyone to help me, actually. So what I used, you're gonna cringe now. I used my American Girl doll. She's just been sitting up there with all my other stuffed animals. Yeah, she was my patient. I'm legitimately not kidding. For supplies, I didn't grab everything I used, but a lot of what I used needed like a basin and washcloths. So I have a giant bowl and then a crap load of washcloths. And then I had like other supplies that I would need. I used an actual belt for the gait belt. I used my rolly chairs, a wheelchair, I get creative with how you're gonna practice it. Like I didn't actually like put soap on my American Girl doll, I pretended, but I grabbed something, like I think I grabbed my deodorant as something to represent the soap. For my test, the ones I had to do was donning PPE, that hand washing one. I had to do foot care, and I had to ambulate a resident using a gait belt. So those are the 3 that I had to do. And yeah, I practiced all of them with my American Girl doll. I'll show you an example of how I practiced here. So how I would practice is I would take my flashcards and randomly choose one. I'm gonna just choose this one. I'm gonna pretend it says the range of motion one because that's what I'm gonna do, but I would do whichever one it told me to do. And then I would fully practice. So I would not wash my hands, introduce myself. Hi, my name is Gabby. I'm gonna be your CNA today. I am here to assist you with some range of motion in your shoulder. Is that okay? And then I would do it. Like literally, that's it. I would say, I'm gonna make sure your bed is locked and that your call light is near you. I'm gonna raise your bed. Okay. I'm gonna help you lay flat. And then I'm going to lift up your arm. Let me know if you have any pain, do that. And then side, I don't know if you have any pain. I would do it much slower, obviously, but, and then sit them back up, lower the bed, make sure they have their call light. Do you need anything else while I'm in here? Okay, perfect. Wash my hands. That's how I would practice. But I would do that for all of them. Like if I had the bed bath, I would, use my basin and my washcloths. So it was weird, but it's what I had to do, and I passed. I did pretty well. I did practice questions for I think a little less than 2 weeks before my knowledge test. During that time, I also watched a little bit of the skill test videos. And then for the skills test, I was still watching my videos, but I practiced. I think I started practicing the skills like 5 days before, and even then I skipped some days. And I only practiced for like an hour, maybe a little bit more, like no more than 2 hours a day did I practice. Alright, that is everything that I did to pass my CNA exams. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Don't forget to hit the bell for when I post new videos. I am starting a new CNA job pretty soon, and I'm very excited about this. I'm also planning on doing some solo date vlogs, as I'm really starting to get into that. And I'm also going to be doing some more try-on hauls. All my social media is linked down below. It is also at the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!